What's up?
Yo, 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 we got my man Henry Invisible in the building. Yes, yes, yeah.
I want to make sure that you can hear this on this mic. So hold on one second. I just want to.
Okay, I can hear you pretty good.
Okay.
You gonna play something for me?
If I can hook it up, if I can, let's see if this is. I'm never trying to piece in you. Anyways, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, doing really well. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good. That's good, man. Good to see you again. I don't know if you remember, but we met back when I was in college at UNT at Haley's. What was Haley's?
Oh,
and, yeah. And you did your show with you used to be called Henry and the Invisibles, and you had like the aliens and stuff. And I had to talk to you after the show. I was like, I got to talk to this guy, man. This guy is like, he's a one-man band. He's amazing. And we chopped it up, and I was like, yeah, I've been just keeping up with you ever since, man. So, Haley's is closed down. A lot of other venues are closed down now, and it's unfortunate. But where are you playing at now on the regular? Like, you live in Dallas, or where you live at now?
I'm in Austin.
You're in Austin. That's right. Okay.
I'm going to be in Dallas this Saturday, though.
Okay.
At sundown at Granada. If anybody's in Dallas, definitely drop by. But yeah, before pre-COVID, we were touring. I mean, we were doing a lot of shows, a lot of festival circuit stuff, and we just recently got back from Minneapolis and down through. Let's say we played parts of Minnesota and Arkansas. So we're kind of doing a Midwest thing right now. But just trying to stay as busy as possible without the COVID bothering anything.
Yeah, how do y'all do that, man? It's like, how do you stay focused with all this? Because I know you tour around the nation, it seems, and you're like everywhere. So like, how is booking like slowed up, and how are you like maintaining it, man? Because it's like everything's been cut back and it's going left and right. So how are you maintaining, bro?
It slowed down tremendously, but it picked up for a while, and as soon as it did, like, we took off running. I was booking all kinds of shows and just going nutty, but now it's kind of up in the air. I guess there's some scare too about this Delta variant and all that stuff. So I've had a few festivals canceled like in the last week or so, and so that's always really a bummer. But man, I mean, we just, it just gives me more time to be in the studio. So,
yeah, I see every time when you're on Instagram or on Facebook or whatever, you're always in the studio. I see all your instruments behind you. I see you got the pads right there.
Yeah.
It's right in front of what looks like a mixer board. So
yeah, I was just doing a beat and stuff. I got my keys here.
Got the keyboards.
This is my main weapon here. And
is that the machine?
That is the machine.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know what the machine is. All my hip-hop guys, EDM guys, that's where the beats are made. Like, I mean, the machine is like wow. I think I'm thinking about getting a machine. They have it's like a micro one. I'm not sure if it has everything I need for it, but I might just go out and get the full deal, man. You know what I mean? Just go out and get it.
Oh, it's super dope. It's super dope. I don't know if the audio's changed or anything, but this is kind of, let's see.
Wow.
This is my kit. These are some of my guitars and just some stuff. Then I've got this whole kind of rig going on here for the live stream stuff. And, this is kind of where I live. This is the home office. And
yeah,
staying busy in this vibe right here. Wow.
Man, I love the spot. It looks beautiful, man. So
thanks.
Where exactly are you from, man? And, where you live in Austin, but are you from Austin?
So I'm originally from South Texas. I was born around San Antonio. I grew up in San Antonio at a pretty young age. I moved to Austin. Also, my family had lived in Dallas for many years. So I was kind of being raised in Dallas. And then as soon as I could get to Austin, I could. And then I moved to New York for about 10 years. Okay. And I was there through 9/11 and all that stuff. And then right around 2006, came back to Texas. Just because, I was working like 2 jobs and like DJing and playing music. And I was doing some studio work too. And it was great. It was awesome. But my family's down here and they actually needed some help. So So I decided to come back, and it was actually the best decision I ever made, you know, because
Yeah.
it's a lot of freedom to be an artist. And I'm not saying that you can't make it in New York, because you definitely should try, and you definitely go for it, and a lot of
Oh
cats
yeah.
have.
Concrete jungle.
Yeah. But for me at the time, it was there were a lot of hardships going on, so you know I had to come back through Texas, and I'm glad I did. I love
Yeah.
it. You know.
Well, I'm glad you're back in the good old South, and I'm glad you're doing okay. So, what, man? You play so many instruments. Like I see you got on guitar, keyboard, beat making. You just mentioned you DJ. I didn't know you DJ. You sing, and it's like, man, what made you want to get started in the music? And like, what was your first instrument?
So my pops had a acoustic guitar around the house, and I used to run home and just practice it all the time. I never forget. There's the story in that the neighbor across the street used to hear me practice. I used to practice with the window open, and yeah, one day he came over and told my pops, he was like, "Hey man, you know your boy's been playing guitar like every day. Like you should get him a real guitar, because we had like a classical guitar that my pops had." So one day my dad was like, if you'd like to get a guitar, let's go down to Arnold and Morgan in Dallas, and let's go get a electric guitar. And I wound up getting like a Yamaha. It looked like an SG, and that was good enough for me.
Oh wow!
Then I studied saxophone in school all up through the university, and then I switched over to percussion sometime in high school. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I think music's just always been a part of my life. To kind of de-stress from things and kind of really say some things that, it's not always easy to say without music, so.
Yeah, music is like a universal language, you know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes even if you don't even have like the same languages as somebody else, they can still kind of feel the emotions from the melodies and the harmonies from your music. It's just amazing. Like I listen to Latin music, sometimes even like Afro beats. I have no idea what a lot of them are saying, but I could just feel the groove. I could just feel it. And it's just beautiful how music just does that.
Are you a fan of Fela?
Of who?
Fela Kuti?
Is he a saxophone player?
He's a multi-instrumentalist, but yes.
Okay. I think that name sounds very familiar.
Yeah, he's kind of like the dude. I mean, for Afrobeat, I mean, he is the godfather. Like he came out just, he would kind of dictate what everybody was playing in a 20-piece band and stuff, and he's just an absolute musical genius. Yeah, if you're not too hip, check it out.
Okay. Yeah, for y'all watching the video, man, make sure to check that out.
Also,
it's DJ Kane, the 1's and 2's. Make sure y'all tune in, man. Also, make sure y'all share the live. If you guys are watching in your home office, at work, wherever. We got Henry Invisible in the building. So let's talk about this, man. Booking gigs. And this is a question I had to put on there because one of my friends is also a multi-instrumentalist, and they are having so much trouble getting gigs. I mean, I'm talking about even before COVID. So for somebody that plays instruments, and as you know, everything is being like, DJs are taking over, and I feel like I don't see too many bands out there. So what's some advice you can give to somebody who wants to be, to play live instruments, to book gigs? Because I'll be honest, I love the live bands, but I just don't see too many of them. Like, I don't see enough.
Are you talking about like booking, like in a band situation? Like,
yeah, like they have their own band, they play their own original music. I probably should have mentioned that, like in a band that plays original music.
Yeah. I mean, having been in bands, and I've been in bands like as large as 13 pieces to down to trios and duets, and there's always a space for you. You just gotta understand that, if you're going to a club situation, those kids want to get down, like, they want to move the booty. Like, it's not, and unless you're doing that style of music, that's not your house.
Yeah.
And so, but I think that a lot of times there are definitely situations to play anywhere, it's just all about the hustle. And honestly, like the saturation of bands out there that are trying to get the gigs and stuff, it's just best to put yourself as much forward as you can, to where, like, for example, if a booking agent's receiving 50 emails a day, how exactly are you going to stand out? And that is all about professionalism. It's all about, you know, your package, right? So you got to get that together in order to really break it. You could be a great band and have really shitty, you know, promo, and you're not going to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you recommend sites like Sonic? You heard of Sonic Bids, right? I'm pretty sure we've all familiar with that. Do you recommend sites like that, or do you recommend just direct contact to the booking agency or whatever?
You know, Sonic Bids, I'm sure it's got some perks and everything. I used it for many years. I got to be honest, I got way more gigs just doing it myself. It really is about that personal connection that you have. And so not so much about just the EPK that you have. And quite honestly, you could make a page on your website or whatnot, or a one page that has everything that they need to know about you. You know, you need to tell them, like, this is what I'm doing. This is what we're going to do. This is who we are. Here's a little video. Here's a little bit of music. You know, book us. And don't ever be afraid to ask, I'd say.
Right.
When I first started this project, and my band just broke up, I was literally making calls of some venues that I had played before, saying that it was this project I'd been working on for so long and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I just had to sell it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think the possibilities are still out there. You know?
Do you feel better playing in like a one-man band? Because you play everything, man. It's like when I hear you play, it's almost like I hear 20 people, but you look up on stage and it's one guy. Or maybe he has his little alien. Are the aliens still there? The Invisibles?
Yeah.
I love it. What do you prefer better, like being in the band, or like are you cool just doing it all on your own? Because personally, I love the camaraderie of the band, you know, and everything. But sometimes it's like, you know, when you just do it on your own, it's kind of like, you know, you don't really have to depend on a lot of things. You just do it, you know. So what are your thoughts on that?
Having come from bands like, and I always fronted the bands, my main connection, aside from playing with musicians, is the audience. And for me, it's that synergy, that reciprocation that the audience feeds you and you feed, and it goes back and forth. And that energy is kind of what I strive for. And being in a one-man situation has allowed a lot of freedom as an artist for me. You know, I could change from this song, this tempo or whatnot, pick up that instrument. I actually love it, but not for reasons that one would think. It's not because I don't like playing with people, because I love that too. It's just the matter of fact that the challenge for me has been how to keep the energy up and how to keep a crowd moving, and a large crowd moving. You know, when it's one guy and you're moving several thousand people, you know, that's a rush, you know, and I really appreciate, I love that. Do I miss playing with other musicians? I mean, it's been a while, but like what I do, it's a lot of fun, you know? So.
Yeah, I definitely can concur with that adrenaline rush. It's like, even when I'm dropping just that one song that everybody knows at the right moment and everybody's singing it with you, it's like, I don't know, it kind of feels like you just grew wings or something. And it's like, this is amazing. Speaking of like amazing moments, amazing times, you, sir, have collaborated with the one and only Bootsy Collins.
Yeah.
That is crazy. What was that like with Bootsy? Oh my gosh.
So it was a competition basically, and I had responded to a competition that he put on Instagram about post a video and come audition for Bootsy Collins. And I was at a bar in Mexico. I saw the post, and I posted a video, and I was one of the 5 people that he called out for an audition.
Wow.
It was pretty phenomenal. And it was kind of intimidating because everybody else was just a phenomenal bassist. And, you know, I showed up with all my stuff, you know, and that was my audition. And we rocked it at a party in a ballroom at the Clarion Hotel, just out of San Diego. And there were people from like the Platters, and like Buddy Miles, bass player, was there. Like it was a room full of stars and friends of his. The Scheider family from P-Funk. And
was Buckethead there?
No, I didn't see Buckethead.
Oh man,
unless he came out of costume, which you know. But no, I didn't see him there. No, he's solid with Buckethead.
Yeah.
But anyways, got to audition for him, and from there, just, you know, our friendship grew. I was on his last record, and I was in his music video, and we're working on some other stuff coming up too, that I'm pretty excited about. And to answer your question, I mean, it's just kind of like a dream come true. You know, he's a beautiful cat, and you know, he is of the mothership, and that was kind of my whole goal for the longest time, for the genre that I'm in, to definitely step on that ship. So
yeah,
cool.
Man, that's a blessing, man, because not a lot of people really get to have those moments. And like you said, your energy, even when I first met you, it's just so it's a very positive energy, and I think that's what a lot of more people in music need to have to make those connections. Because I feel when it comes to music, it's not all about just showing out. It's about connecting, like you said earlier, with the audience and also with your peers, you know, with the people you want to collaborate with. Just have that positive energy, and things just kind of fall into place. You were just at a bar in Mexico, just happened to apply, and then next thing you know, boom, then you got it.
Was like, what?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of high moments in our life, but us as musicians, we go through a lot of down moments. And can you kind of talk about maybe like a very low point in your musical career that you went through, and kind of how you overcame it?
Well, not this project, but let's just say that I'm well seasoned now, because I've been in some bands that were really doing well. And right as we were about to break, in my opinion, there was some issues within the band. There was some issues with management, you know, and at that point, you have to know if you're a lifer, or you have to know if music is really your thing, and you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out right then and there if music is your thing, because you either step forward or you don't. You throw in the towel, you do something else, you know, you figure something else. There's a lot of opportunities in music that are just besides playing, right? There's booking, there's agents, there's, you know, radio DJs, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you could do. Yeah. But I always wanted to be a performer, and so there was that time where certainly I was like, is this really going to happen? You know, like, am I going to be able to get past this? And certainly I'm glad that I've stuck with it, because, you know, things even now are just beginning to break open after the many, many years and many gigs. And there's more than that. It's hardships. I mean, as you know, like, it's just tough. And, you know, with everything that they're throwing at us these days, you know, it's like, oh, you know, pandemic. Crazy ass politics. No.
Trying to duck and weave and whatever we can.
But the thing is that you got to be true to the art, and, you know, you got to remember why you started, right?
Thanks.
Why would you ever get started unless you're wholehearted? And that's the thing.
I had to air horn that one right there.
Thank you.
Wow.
It's a lyric. It's a lyric of my song.
Okay, I love it. See, your music speaks, man. See, I wish a lot more artists would do that. To write music that can really empower and encourage. You know what I mean? And I feel like your music is really true to your heart, true to your passion.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. And to all my musicians out there, please share this video. Like, there's a lot of gems he's dropping here right now. And I know a lot of my instrumentalists, a lot of my band cats out there. Hey, Henry Invisibles, this is some gems right here. This is some really cool stuff. And again, I'm glad you're even on this live with me. This means a lot to me. And hopefully to everybody out here, if you're watching this video. So
I appreciate that.
Music, no problem. Music is always progressing, repeating itself, readjusting, backing up, going forward. It's just everywhere.
Yeah.
From right now, what do you think the future of music is going to be? Let's say in like the next 20 or 30 years, because we already know pandemic, things are hitting us left and right, venues are adjusting, and it's like everything is starting to become more digitized.
Yeah.
How do you think music is going to be in like, let's say the next 30 years?
Well, I mean, let's look 30 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and right around then, what you had a lot of 90s band. No, no shit, even before that, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you think about bands that have come up from, and I like to think where, you know, the Beatles came in and that whole rock and roll thing happened, and you know, Chuck Berry and Little Richard
Mm-hmm.
and then you got the Stones and you got all that stuff that happened, and then we went into this like funk thing. I mean, we got to kind of like look where it's gone, right? And
Yeah.
I think my favorite era is right around the 70s, where like Sly Stone was coming out really hard. James Brown was kind of a big deal. He still
Okay.
is, but you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
kind of gritty, and I'm talking specifically in funk genre
Mm-hmm.
before I blow this up in just a second. And I think that like all of these genres have come to a point where young producers are learning everything from the past and really just taking all of the technology that we have today,
Mm-hmm.
and they're kind of forecasting it, because who knows? I mean, you know, I've heard some pretty crazy productions where I'm like, shit, that doesn't even sound like music to me. You know what I mean? But yet they have a
Mm-hmm.
following. So really, I think the future of music is like the most free it's really ever been. I think
Yeah.
people are willing to digest what it is that you produce, as long
Mm-hmm.
as it comes from a place of passion. And I think, but you know, even just listening to my own answer, I guess
Mm-hmm.
nobody really knows.
Yeah.
But I have seen like some retro things happen recently with
Yeah.
like Silk Sonic and such. You know,
Oh, I'm glad that it's a mainstream artist involved in that too. Bruno Mars, like that. Yeah, I'm glad to see that kind of stuff.
Bootsy has his hand in there.
Wow, I'm not surprised. That's
Yeah. So
yeah.
Bootsy kind of was kind of like the brainchild behind that. Like he basically
Okay.
caught the meeting with them too, and they had been wanting to work together. And he mentioned this is Silky Sonic and all this. I mean, I think he named the band basically. And
Wow.
yeah, and so, but I mean, maybe you think about it though, you know, it's like he's this kind of retro funk dude. They're doing kind of a disco funk retro thing, and
Uh,
I got to be honest. There's a lot of producers that are doing this. I mean, I'm one of them. You know, that are doing and have been kind of doing this thing.
right.
So I don't know. Will we see a resurgence of crazy ass funk and disco? I hope so, but
Yeah,
I
I hope
also
so too. It's just like I think that era is like more of an intimate. That music is more intimate, like dancing. When I think of like funk music, it's more expression and dancing, and it even kind of leads into like the R&B kind of stuff. The music nowadays, it's like, I'm glad that we are going back because the stuff nowadays really doesn't have, and it's just my opinion, I don't think it really has a lot of passion. I think it's just more like showy, flashy. It just kind of degrading. Too much of it. You know what I'm saying?
so
Like
you're a
I
DJ too. I mean, you're a DJ.
I am, yeah.
And
And
I
I
do,
see the music. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, no, I DJ on the weekends and on a
Uh-huh.
cruise thing. And, you know, there's a lot of music that I've grown to love.
Yeah.
But like when I first heard it, I was like, what? And like, you know, and there's some requests that I'll get it where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. And I'll be like, what? Like, I don't,
Yeah, y'all wanted this.
yeah. But you know what though? I get it though. It's got a cool beat and everything. It's just the message sometimes I get lost, you know, and I'm like,
Yeah.
so I hear what you're saying, but like, you know, dancing was a beautiful thing. I
Yeah.
mean, when people were dancing together and
Together. Yes.
oh, I mean that if we could just bring that back, we'd probably have a lot less problems in this world, I would say.
Man, I'm telling you, music, I believe, is that universal medicine. And we just need to appreciate it a lot more. And, hopefully one day it'll come back. It looks like it kind of is a little bit. Like with the Silk Sonic, I'm surprised even sometimes when I play at my gigs where there's younger people, maybe like an average age of like 23 to 27. I get requests from, Silk Sonic. I've gotten an Isley Brothers request from a young lady that looked like she was no older than maybe like 25. Isley Brothers. And I'm like, she probably heard it from the verses because, they kind of blew up again.
That was a
But I was
great
like,
one. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, but that's good. I'm like, I'm glad that that's happening because now, and then when I dropped it, everybody was just like, and I went from, because I try to transition from 50 Cent, 21 Questions, and I threw on Isley Brothers Contagious. And I was surprised, like, y'all know this song? I was like, everybody started dancing with each other. I'm like, this is the energy that I love seeing. I want to see more of it. Like, I don't mind seeing the whole, twerking and ratchet stuff, but I like seeing more of the connection going on when the music is played.
What's your craziest mix?
So the craziest mix I've done so far is, you know who Mo3 is?
Yeah.
So he has a song called Outside. It's like a super hood banger. And everybody from I'm not gonna say the city because I don't want to get the wrong city and get people on me, but everybody, a lot of people from Dallas really vibe with it, and it's very heartfelt, because he was murdered and everything. But he's singing on it, but it's like a real hard beat. I like to mix it in with Lovers and Friends by Usher. It's in the same key, and when he drops in the chorus, let's get to come out, dun, 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 dun. And it's like, you just kind of like, You just drop the bass on his song, up the bass on Usher's song, and then maybe up the mids and highs.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, it sounds like a ballad. And it's like, whoa. And I did that on accident one night because I just saw the two records next to each other and they had the same BPM. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to roll with it. I kept the first 16 on the Lovers and Friends, just looped it and just played the song straight down. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
one of my weirdest ones was Bossy into Dancing Queen.
I'm trying to hear that because you had to. So Bossy, is that the one by Khalees?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm bossy.
Yeah.
There was a piece at the end that basically I just kind of looped, and it was a bachelorette party. They wanted to hear this Dancing Queen thing, and I was like, all right, well, yeah, I'm just gonna do it, whatever. Man, it sounded so cool though, because I had this like small bit of the strings like kind of synced up or whatever. I mean, I think that's my favorite part about DJing is that like it definitely have like a set kind of sort of planned, but then like just like the complete spontaneity of like trying to just tweak two songs together. It's just
I have to tell you one more, and I'm sorry, I have to tell you this one. This is one that I like to play a lot, and I do it sometimes when I'm at my certain crowd in Shakertons or whatever. Drake Pop Star with Panic of the Disco.
That's what I'm talking about.
And okay, man, I'm getting on my nerd-ish right now, so I apologize, y'all. But what I like to do,
good stuff.
Yeah, it's like the Drake Pop Star. Bitches not my mind. It's about 80 BPM, and then I like to come with the Foo Fighters. Dun, 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 and then I'll play that, and then on my fourth deck I'll throw in the Panic at the Disco. And then as soon as he starts the chorus on the the beginning of Panic at the Disco, I'll just spin out, and it's like right into it, and everybody's just like the song. It's like you didn't expect it, but the song from MTV every day after school. It's like the song. It's like I love moments like that. It's
that's
like
what's up, man.
Yeah,
keep them guessing, keep them surprised. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about music, or DJing. Those kind of parties. But
real quick question: people think DJs are not musicians. What's your opinion on that? I hear that quite often. Oh, you just press, but they're like, DJs aren't musicians.
I think there are some DJs that aren't.
Yeah.
But I think that if you understand music and you're blending music together and you're making something creative out of it, like what we just talked about, that's classified as a musician. You're making music is what it is. And specifically if you're actually taking those and remixing it and putting certain beats and playing instruments on it. Yeah. But also just somebody who spins decks or whatever and makes music out of it. You couldn't say that DJ Shadow isn't a musician. You couldn't say, like you couldn't say that, God, Grandmaster Flash isn't a musician. You couldn't really say that because they're scratching and they're blending and they're doing all these things that, like, you know what I'm saying? So, nah,
yeah.
I beg to differ.
Well, I know you got to go, so I just want to ask you one last question.
Sure.
What do you have coming up, and what are your gigs you have that we could catch you at? I'm based in Dallas, but I know there's some people watching this or will watch later that may be in the Austin area. So what you got coming up for the weekend, Labor Day weekend?
Well, so this Saturday, I am in Dallas, Sundown Granada, $10.
All right.
They got tickets for sale. I'm doing a couple of DJ parties on the cruise ship on Sunday and stuff like that. But big shows that are coming up. I just opened up for the Wailers at the grand opening of Starnet's Amphitheater, which was amazing. I'm going to be one of the headliners at Utopia Fest coming up.
Okay.
Going to be doing a big show in San Marcos where they're closing down the town square. And I'm the headliner for that thing. That's coming up in September. I believe that's September 25th or something.
Okay.
So like I said, I had some festivals canceled, but there's a lot of festivals that haven't even been announced yet that are coming. So just staying busy on the fest work. I'd rather play outside right now, just because it seems a little safer for everybody and stuff. I don't want to be thrown under the bus as the musician that got everybody sick during a pandemic,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, though, a lot of great recordings coming out. I've got some big names coming out on some records. And so I'm very excited about it. So,
okay. Well, I'm excited for you, man. And once again, thank you so much for even joining my little podcast interview.
No, thank you.
Whatever you guys want to call it, 1's and 2's, Henry Invisible, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
The one and only. I got to give you your flowers while you're here, man. Hey, man. Thank you so much again, man. You have a great day, bro.
Thank you, DJ Kane. Peace.
All right. Take care, man.
1.